This appears to be the strangely empty chunk of the area we've heard about. Hello, concerning door that seems like it would totally open, given the right situation. Maybe a future story mission around here? The mysterious trapdoor. Maybe it's open at night. Maybe I have to find somebody sneaking in. A lot of metal creaking sounds.
At the height of its influence, the castle was central to a century-long feud between the Lords of the Lands to the west and the Weinstein families to the south. After changing hands on several occasions, with much bloodshed, the castle played host to peace talks. These brought about an alliance between the sides to fight a new, common enemy from the north.
Have I been missing those? Didn't really know to look for them. There could be recordings built into the walls explaining the history of this place. Not seeing other ones yet. They could be pretty spread out. There's like a whole wall. You can't continue to follow the outside wall this way. No. This is apparently the base of the castle. There's so much area to cover. Alright, randos.
I saw you.
You saw me what?
I saw how you came through into the dome. Who are you? Why were you allowed in?
That's none of your business.
Then it sounds like you got in here illegally. As much as the clerics claim they control the gates, they really don't seem to be able to stop people getting in. And by that, I don't just mean you. Can you believe it? There are fucking albs in the city.
Who are you?
Caleb. I lead the berserkers who've chosen to settle here in Abessa.
You are separate from the berserkers in Idan?
We have kept our beliefs, but left behind the laws. We have set our own rules here. Well, none of us are allowed to return to Idan now. Or we just end up being sent to the valley. As to why they came here, well, the first settlers were sent to Abessa to plant a world heart to expand the forest of Idan out here. But they were cut off from Idan by the Alps, left on their own to survive. And after a while, they decided to keep it that way. The warlords in Goliath weren't happy. But they're stretched too thin for another conflict, so here we are. And since they settled here, others have joined us. Some are escaped exiles, others just chose to leave Idan.
What do you have against the separatists?
They are coming here, to our city. The only city with a real chance of peace among the factions. If it was up to me, then we would make sure these Albs went somewhere else. They might say we have the same goal, the same enemy, but I don't believe a word of what they say. Who says they aren't spies sent here to deactivate the dome? They can't be trusted.
You want to have all the separatists thrown out of the city?
Yeah. And you know what? I have already started to make it happen. I'll recruit anyone who'll help get this done. We have an eyewitness who claims to have seen the separatists exchanging information with the Albs. Traitorous bastards.
Who is this eyewitness?
The berserker Jorg saw Fenk meet with an Alb in front of the city. Why would they meet if it wasn't to exchange information about the dome? Sadly, Jorg is the only one who's seen Fenk. And now he started saying he isn't sure he really saw Fenk meet an Alb from Zakor. So I have to jog Jorg's memory, or make sure he stops denying what he said. There has to be a way to do that.
You don't think that Jorg could have been wrong in the first place?
No, never. You can't trust these separatists. They'll betray us sooner or later for sure. I'm telling you, this is just the beginning.
Well, he seems insufferable. What's that? Evidence that might be contrary to my story? No. No. The part that's convenient to my story, that's the part that's true, obviously.
Hey, you're new here in the city, right?
Yes, I've just arrived.
I thought so. I saw you come through the gate, you see? Anyway, I want to ask you something, if that's alright. Have you been to Edan recently? To the Berserker's city of Goliath, to be exact. A good friend of mine is still there.
Who's your friend?
His name is Kral. He's a guard at the Mana Shrine. At least, he was when I left. He thought he still had a chance to save his brother, Grimar, from the Alb Converter. Do you know what happened to him?
No, I don't know, Kral.
No? Okay, well, thanks. And thanks anyways.
Tell me about your life in Edan.
Me? I was a worker at the pit. You know, I extracted ELEX from old machines so it could be transmuted into mana. I always wanted to join the Hooded Crows and learn the art of magic, but it wasn't to be. My parents forbade me from trying. My clan told me to stop trying. Not that any of that stopped me. And that's what got me banished. I stole mana from the shrine to try and learn magic myself. And I got myself caught. They sentenced me to exile in the Valley of the Damned, but I escaped. I'd seen the Domed City when I was sent on patrol, so when I left Edan, this was the place I thought of. And here I am.
Vivian sent me.
Is it about the technician job for the clerics?
Yes.
I'm interested, but I'm not sure that this is the job for me. I mean, I've not had much to do with technology. I've tried to learn since I came to Abessa, but I'm still only just starting out.
What experience do you have with technology?
Well, back in Goliath, I used to take machines apart. There aren't many I've not seen from the inside. Strange, really. My job used to be to get rid of technology, but now all I want to do is put it back together. The clerics make some incredible things. I mean, just look at the dome. That's an amazing feat of engineering.
If you get orders you don't like, will you run away from here like you did from Edan?
I don't know. But the clerics don't ban some people from doing some things and not others. If I want to learn about technology, they'll let me. They're the same with everyone.
So, now you've left Edan. What do you think about the clerics?
I'm grateful they let me in. They don't bother me, and I don't bother them. I'm not a berserker anymore. I live here.
I've heard enough.
Okay. Right. I'll see you then.
Okay, so it sounds like two of them are just like explicitly unqualified for the job, and the other one is an alb. Wow, he just turned right around and did that. Alright. Everyone's gotta pee every 5 seconds in this game, apparently. Could break into that. It wouldn't even be hard, except for that guy. Right, that would be kind of hard. Caleb's here.
Private property.
Sorry, jeez. Did you just go on you just want a smoke break? And you just sort of threw it away when you were done.
What are you doing?
It's fine. Just looking for named people. Sometimes they're inside buildings, like Caleb there. We had to constantly freak out. The level of which people freak out about you going in their house is super variable from town to town, seemingly. I think I might be completing my lap. Almost. They're really heavy on thieves, so this is a place you're allowed in.
Thorold has answers,
Don't
but
mess
who
me
knows?
around.
You can forget
Don't
it,
mess with
Brabak.
you.
I serve
If we all
everyone.
did our duty, then duty
Save
would be
yourself some work.
Some guys just open their mouths too much.
They say that, but you know they collect ELEX for themselves.
The dialogue is losing its mind here. There's so much. Oh my god.
Now,
Everyone's just shouting over each other.
I still
Help.
serve you, even
Help
though the
me.
other people complain about
Do
it.
you believe that?
So you are
really
taking
believe it?
their side, are you?
I'm on nobody's side.
frankly, these should be showing more
Just
respect.
getting on with my job.
You had better
I'm
reconsider
staying out of
this.
it.
Reconsider what? One wrong word and the clerics will throw you
I
out
call
of
that
the city.
dangerous half-knowledge.
So do us both a favor and calm the hell down.
This isn't over. I will
that's all
come
he is.
back.
When you do, make sure you bring some shards. I'm sick of giving credit.
that
I
didn't
need the
work.
change, all right?
Oh, y'all having a spat?
Hey, Come over here. Let's get a drink together.
What are we celebrating?
Victory over the Alps! Or do you have another reason to celebrate? Because any reason works for me.
Victory over the Albs?
Well, imminent victory. Got to be, hasn't it? Or don't you have any confidence in us? Don't say the wrong thing now. You got to believe if you want to succeed.
If you keep drinking, you're not going to beat anyone.
What the? I was being hospitable there. Now you're opening your mouth and inviting someone to shut it. And I am so close to plugging it for you. But because you're new, I'll give you a chance. One final chance. If you get the next round, we'll stay good friends. So, what'll it be? Are you gonna take it in the teeth or feed it to the liver?
The next round's on me.
There. That's how we beat the Alps. A word from me, and they'll piss their bladders dry.
Why aren't you in a den with the other berserkers?
Ah, fuck the berserkers. I don't have anything more in common with them. They would have exiled me to the valley sooner or later. So I beat them to the punch and left. Fuck them and their laws. You can have it much easier here. And if you want to earn something for nothing, try fighting one of the outlaws here in the domed city. Those assholes always come off worse. Just ask Riley. He knows it's time for him to take another beating.
I feel like this is the moment this game's been building up to. An armed barbarian warrior character with a two-handed sword, and behind him is a guy with a cowboy hat with a gun on his back, smoking next to a slot machine.
Why do you want me to fight Riley?
It's about time someone pays him a visit. Now, you're the one to do it. That lying shit is telling people I killed a family out in the Badlands. Total fucking bullshit. I killed 5 families out in the Badlands. Parading around out there. Hardly a weapon between them. Like they wanted to die. Those dipshits got themselves killed. And now Riley spread it all around the dome. He's even got some of the guards believing his yabber. But if someone else were to shut him up, I'd be in the clear, and those guards would be off my back. Take care of him, and I'll make it worth your while.
You need to learn respect for others.
What? You think I'm a child? So piss off, or I'll give you your head on a plate.
You can try.
I'm gonna give your whore of a mother a reason to cry. Come here.
Cut.
Staying out of it.
Durus. 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 Hey, Durus.
Really?
Durus. Hey, Durus.
They say that.
No, you're not
You
gonna,
know they collect the
not gonna give me any help here. Not very nice, Mr. Durus.
You don't know that either. What did you say?
Sorry, other random dude. Kind of doing a fight right now.
No one listens to me. They say that, but you know they collect ELEX for themselves.
It is all about
Well, this is going well.
personal dedication.
Turns out Brabak ain't shit.
Ballard has answers, but who knows?
Now you
That wasn't great, was it? As he wishes.
Dude says he killed an entire family, or 5 families. Fuck that guy.
All right. You've made your point, so leave me alone.
It will take more than words to get me to leave. Combat 20? What is his head looking at it right now, by the way? He's wobbling like crazy. Combat 20? Jesus. Yeah, somehow my skill's too low. Who would have thought?
You had better Leave people alone.
Oh my god.
I got it, I got it.
I was like, why is his head wobbling? That's weird. And then then it switched back to my character and we learned a reason.
From now on, keep your hands off the outlaws.
And if I don't?
Then you'd better find a bodyguard before I come back for you.
All right, fuck it. You get your wish.
Smart decision.
So, I have to go.
That was something special right there.
Baxter.
He wasn't so tough. That was easy.
I call that dangerous half knowledge.
Hey, I got that asshole out of your bar. Are you happy
He's
with
been
me?
bothering me with that for days now.
Hey, traveler. Is your throat dry? Are your feet aching? Whatever your problem, I have what you need. One good swig will cure all worries, and that's guaranteed.
I heard about your fight with Brabak.
Ah, forget that guy. Every city has someone like him. You just have to ignore them. Let me know if I can do something for you.
You just have to ignore him. That's not what I went for here. By the way, it said combat 20. Is that a realistic number you can reach in this game? Is 20 what you get if you max out every single skill in the entire combat tree? Like, how many points are there even to get at some point? Holy crap.
Do you have any news to go with that drink?
News? I presume you're talking about news from in here. I don't hear anything much from the outside now the city gates are sealed. The future of the domed city is the only topic people are concerned about right now. That's pretty much all of the conversation. There's been peace in here for years, but right now, well, we're all set for things to boil over. I don't want to say it's the cleric's fault. It's always easy to blame the people in charge, isn't it? But who else do we blame? The berserkers, the outlaws, the separatists? Me? I find it best not to blame anyone.
How is business?
Now that everyone is paying credit? Roaring. Not many people aren't happy to pay on credit. It's me that's holding the bill and hoping to get paid before I run out of supplies. Speaking of which, do you know where I can get any food supplies? I'll pay real shards to get more food supplies in.
Most people try to earn a profit in your situation, huh?
Try, yeah. Achieving is something different. I'd rather you get the supplies honestly, but if you take them from people who have too much, who am I to question it? But if you steal from those with nothing, then I don't want anything from you. I like to keep things honest.
Do you want to trade?
+0. It's like the same I'm already wearing. Actually, it might be literally what I'm already wearing. Oh, that's his only equipment item. He sells liquor for 25. And not much else going on here, really. I already have those ELEX recipes. Yeah, we're fine then.
So, I have to go.
That has to happen sooner or later.
I might want to swap Douche with somebody else, because I already finished the story anyway.
But who knows?
And hey, we got somebody waiting outside of town as a candidate, so I might want to look into that.
As he wishes. He should do it.
A carry-all.
Talk. That's all he is.
I'm not really in a hurry for stealing in this town,
That has to
lest
happen
I get
sooner
thrown
or
out or
later.
something.
I have to go.
Just poking around for now.
Well, the dude took the fort from Bloody Baxter.
Kick that guy's ass, though. Is he waiting out here to be more of a dick? Where is he? Where's that guy off to? Whoa! Hey, okay, you guys do you. Am I allowed up there or do I get in trouble? Is that where the guy I'm supposed to meet that's like doing repairs? Sup? Howdy folks, I have a jetpack too. I'm one of the 3 people in the entire world with a jetpack. I feel like we're gonna find out that the girl also has a jetpack, and I wouldn't bet on the cleric having a jetpack, because the whole point is that he couldn't get down, right? If he had a jetpack, that'd be kind of silly, because then he could have totally gotten down very easily, like instantly. These recipes are tempting me. I just don't. I'm just not in a hurry to deal with the fallout. How did that get full of water? Just poke a hole in it, guys. That way, when it rains, it'll at least drain. Y'all just keeping it open to the open to nature and just it's a container. I heard a machine. Not sure if I'm clear on where the sound of the machine whirring comes from. Page, that's a new one, right?
Huh. What do we have here? Fresh meat?
You would better not mean that literally.
Go on, growl again. Growl. How did you get the guard to let you into the dome? I'd watch out. They're probably trying to recruit you. You wouldn't be the first to come here looking for shelter only to end up bowing down to Magalan. However you got in, you're going to find it even harder to get out. The clerics are a little jumpy at the moment. You might say paranoid. So, when they do let someone in, it does make me wonder who they are and why the clerics thought letting them in was a good idea.
If it's so hard to get in, what are you doing here?
I got in before things got so paranoid. And I came here for profit, of course. Lots of nervous people close to the Alps tend to be willing to invest shards in their safety, you see. And getting hold of supplies is hard out here. So, if you can get them, you can sell them for a high price. Well, that was the plan. Now, the clerics have stopped me trading and cut off all the supplies.
And you just let them do that?
Of course I didn't let them. But getting around their ban isn't simple. It's impossible to get by the guards without an ID card. And they took mine from me as part of their crackdown. Now they say I'm causing trouble. But what else is a businesswoman supposed to do when she has her business taken from her?
About your trade ban.
Yeah, don't tell me. Trading weapons can pose a danger to the community. But this is about self-defense. The only person who can stop a person with a gun is a person with an even bigger gun. Am I right? I mean, what? Are we supposed to throw rocks at the Albs when they attack? But the clerics want to keep all the guns for themselves and screw the rest of us. They call it neutrality, but I say it's oppression.
What else did you expect? You've been stupid.
I'm not going to argue with you on that. Still, let's say he's right, and that I could get a hold of supplies. Not from Tavar, obviously. They've blocked that route. Let's say I could get some weapons from the Separatists, for example. Let's say they have weapons and need shards, and that they also have the business acumen of a stunned troll, so they need a salesperson. Me, for example. What if I was to say that? And what if I was to say that I have to find someone who could enter and leave this city freely? If I was to say that, then what would you say?
Do you really think you can trust the Separatists?
I can't leave without profit. Hell, right now I can't eat without profit. So I need this deal. So if you blab, what have I lost? Nothing. And without any guns to show, it's just your word against mine. And even Alois isn't going to see that as justice.
I could help you get your weapons.
Good. Right. So, this is what you need to do. Leave the city and find a separatist called Radok. I think he's a separatist. But whatever he is, he's a mad fucker. I can't make sense of most of what he says. But he has the weapons and he likes trade. I think he likes trade. It's hard to tell. He wants to sell the weapons, but you'll have to work on him, okay? He won't just hand them over.
Where can I find Radok?
Up in the Highlands. When we last spoke, he told me he was going to head over to the northeast. He mentioned an abandoned wind turbine. With luck, he'll still be out there.
I'm gonna get me some quest XP.
Okay.
You've been stupid. I'm not going to argue with that. Oh, wow. That
Told
was
him he can forget about that.
not nearly as abrasive as I thought it was going to be. We just kind of shrugged that one right off. That's the next step, is going through that gate and whatever the hell is contained within. I've just been focusing on everything outside for the times being, because damn, this place just keeps going. Well, I can reasonably recommend who would be the best candidate at the very least. The question is, do I want to bias it one way or the other, or do I want to stick with just the best candidate? Where did she go? She's not here. Okay, why can't I go over here? A weird invisible wall or something? Okay. That's an odd one. So where does she go when she's not in that very specific location and immobile? Vivian. There's one way to find her. Make the game tell me. Companions. That's Crony. Not the time for that right now. That's Kaha. Look at all these companions I can recruit. Oh, she's not listed as a companion. She's listed as chosen. She might not be a companion. Abessa, weapons embargo, making contact, professional thug, same rights for all, vacancy. She'd rather see the city under the control of the Albs. It's slightly questionable. But everyone else is a shitty candidate. So kinda narrows it down, doesn't it? He doesn't like me being in his house. That's fine. That where she is now? She didn't used to be over here, right? I don't think she did. I think she moved.
About the candidates for technician.
Yes?
Naira wants to be paid in advance if you want her to work for you.
Then forget her. I want someone dedicated to the job, not the shards.
Well, she is not cool with that.
Hey, you!
Let me guess. I'm not allowed into the upper quarter?
What? No, everyone's allowed to move about freely here. I just have a question for you. You got here recently, right? I just want to know what things are like outside the dome. What's going on out there? Are the Albs attacking?
There are raids, but there have been no major assaults recently.
I'm sure that's just the calm before the storm. I just hope the dome holds. There's a lot of people depending on this dome of mine, so they pass us by like a river around a rock. Kalan gave us the knowledge, and now look what we've achieved. A safe harbor for all people. The clerics and Ignodons say we've strayed. I say we've found the true path.
You built the dome?
I designed the plans for it, then we built it together. My name is Eric, by the way. Chief engineer here in the dome. I'm in charge of all the generators and technicians who oversee them.
Why don't the clerics have a dome like this in Ignodon?
The dome requires immense amounts of energy, and the fluctuations in it have to be constantly balanced. The technology is complex. That means there's no way to cover the Hort with a shield like this. Besides, the cliffs around Hort give it a natural protection.
Can this dome survive an Alb attack?
Of course. Why do you think we built it? As long as we can maintain a constant energy flow, then they can't get in. Unfortunately, achieving that isn't so easy. Some of the energy regulators are starting to malfunction again.
I can repair the energy regulators for you.
Thanks for the offer, but that's not necessary. I've already repaired the components, They just haven't all been installed yet.
About the broken energy regulators. What will happen if they aren't repaired?
If just one regulator fails, it could mean an emergency shutdown for the dome. Otherwise, the discharge it would create could kill a whole lot of the people the shield is supposed to be protecting. But whether it's a discharge or an emergency shutdown, both scenarios would see us defenseless.
How many energy regulators are broken?
Well, all of them. I've sorted replacements where I can. But Lutz hasn't received his yet.
I will help you with the energy regulators.
I'd wanted to do it myself, but do you really think you could handle it? So, let's find out who you are. You should go to Ignadon one day. You could be a good cleric. Yeah, I know I left Ignadon behind, but they could offer you better training than I could. I have the energy regulator here. Please, take it to Lutz and help him to install it. Come back to me when you're done.
Trusting, aren't you? The fate of your entire city on some dude that walked in. He seems nice. I'm gonna go pay that lady up front so that she'll agree to do the job. Give that a shot.
Hey, you. I heard you speaking to Eric. He gave you an energy regulator for the dome, right? Give it to me, will you? Very soon now, you're going to need the right sort of friend, and giving that to me will earn you that.
Why do you want the regulator?
Haven't you noticed the tension here? All the anger and the plotting? It scares the hell out of me. So I want a way out of here if things go wrong. A sort of backdoor. I want to modify the regulator so I can drop a section of the dome and get out if things go bad. Let me modify it. Then I'll give it back to you so you can get it to where it needs to be. You've got to see why I'd want a way out, yeah? So do we have a deal?
What's in it for me if I help you?
Profit is profit. I respect that attitude. What do you think about 100 shards?
I won't give you the regulator.
Then you've blown your chance. And don't come back to me and ask for help when no one will let you out of here.
About Brabak. You needn't worry about Brabak. He'll leave you alone.
Leave me alone? He won't do that while he still draws breath. Oh, please tell me you didn't appeal to his conscience. He hasn't got one.
Don't worry. I made things clear to him. He won't be back.
Well, okay. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear. Wow. I might actually live through this year now. Thank you. Thank you. Here, this is for you.
Everything I do is like, you took a side, how dare you? I'm like, Jesus Christ, calm down. You can buy another hatchet. Hooray! Ha! And other stuff, I guess. Like the you can buy the ominous note. Did I sell that to him or something? Oh, I must have sold all this crap to him. That's why his inventory is full of like nonsense garbage. Yeah.
That wasn't so good.
That wasn't so good. Sorry for... How did I even take a side in the conflict? It seems dumb. I got a drunk to stop beating on random people. Somehow I'm taking a side in the war all of a sudden. Seems a bit much. Yeah, I'm not gonna randomly give him the thing. Like, that seems like a terrible idea. What if he... For all I know, he could be, First of all, if you want to go full conspiracy theorist, he could be in touch with the Albs and planning to sabotage the dome and let them in, completely invalidating this place. But even otherwise, he might just compromise this in some way. Because all things considered, I think the dome is a good thing. Because the Albs are a problem, so if they can create a barrier that actually helps defend some chunk of the world against them, then that should be preserved. And so, all other elements of the conflict aside, no matter who I support and what direction the conflict goes in, I shouldn't risk anything about the dome itself. As tempting as it was to get that 500 shards.
Vivian sent me about the technician job.
If I am to work for the clerics, then I would like to be paid. The free people seem to value shards above all things, and so payment would be proof that they take me seriously.
You will get your payment.
Good. Then tell the clerics I can begin work immediately.
There we go. I figured I'd just get that payment thing out of the way. It's a lot of money, so it's kind of a bummer. But I feel better about electing the person that will actually be good at the job, so that this place cannot fuck up. And also it helps the Separatists get some sort of second chance, because it improves their political standing if they're directly helping the Dome in a major way, because they clearly have the expertise that the other groups don't, and so they can all cover each other here. And so I would like to go towards that if I can. Just seems like the right thing. Even though the game keeps saying that I've taken a side in context of basically every context except for it seems to keep saying that I'm in favor of the Outlaws, I think.
About the candidates for technician.
Yes?
You should give the Separatist Naira the job.
Then you think she'll commit to us here? What convinced you about her?
She's the best candidate by far.
Is that so?
She has the technical ability, and I think she will work hard for you.
Well, if she's convinced you, then we should at least try her. Thank you for helping me with the selection. Here, your payment as promised.
That's less than I paid Naira as an advance.
Well, I didn't ask you to pay her anything. I'm sorry. This is all I can afford. I'd better go and take care of my new recruit right away. This should secure us going forward. At least I hope so.
You really messed up there.
There we go. We got a chunk of it in order, and got a chunk of the money back anyway. Durrus is a judgy little bastard, isn't he? I can't wait to swap him out for anyone else, since I feel like his story's kind of paralyzed anyway, and he's kind of getting annoying.
Do you think we make a good team, Durrus?
Two experienced warriors like us? I feel like there is nothing we cannot do.
I'm just pissing him off left and right, huh? He used to admire me, now it says he likes me. I'll get a chance to swap you out with somebody sooner or later. Probably Kaha, right when I go back outside.